15 European towns where home prices are so low, you'll think it's a scam. You can buy a house in Europe for under 20,000 euros. Not a shed, an actual house. And no, this isn't clickbait. It's real, it's happening, and European real estate agents are quietly sweating. While most of Europe drowns in seven-figure apartments the size of closets, there are towns offering homes so cheap it feels like fraud. But here's what nobody tells you. There's always a catch. Sometimes it's a medieval village where your neighbors are 87 and suspicious. Other times, it's a Spanish ghost town where you'll need to learn plumbing and befriend wild boars. We're diving into 15 European towns where home prices are suspiciously low. One town will literally give you a house for free. Another has homes cheaper than a used Vespa. Like this video, so the algorithm thinks I'm culturally sophisticated. Subscribe because someday you'll want to escape to Europe on a budget. By the end, you'll either be Googling Portuguese real estate or questioning why anyone pays London rent. Number 15. Sambuca di Sicilia, Italy. You can buy a house for €1. €1. That's less than a cappuccino. That's less than the service charge on a cappuccino. Sambuca di Sicilia, population 5,700, sits nestled in Sicily's southwestern hills. We're talking medieval architecture, winding cobblestone streets, and views that belong on your screensaver. The town launched a €1 house program to combat depopulation, and yes, it's completely legal. Here's how it works. You pay €1, you get a house. The catch? You have to renovate it within 3 years and drop a €5,000 deposit that you only get back once you're done. Renovation costs typically hit €20,000 to €50,000, depending on how rustic the property is. And when Italians say rustic, they mean the roof is more of a concept than a structure. Plus, Sambuca's remote. The nearest major city, Palermo, is 90 minutes away. Job market? What job market? Most residents are farmers, retirees, or people who gave up on capitalism entirely and now make olive oil under a tree while contemplating life's mysteries. One Reddit expat wrote, "I bought a €1 house in Sicily, and now I'm basically a part-time archaeologist, full-time project manager, and honorary village elder. Also, the donkeys are very loud and have opinions about everything. The upside? Unbelievable food. Wine so cheap, you'll think they forgot to add a zero. Neighbors who'll invite you to Sunday dinner and then spend 3 hours judging your pasta-making technique in the most loving way possible. The downside? You'll need Italian bureaucracy survival skills, patience for internet speeds from 2005, and the emotional fortitude to smile politely when someone's grandmother asks why you're still not married. Picture this. You wake up to church bells echoing off ancient stone walls. You step outside with an espresso, and the 80-year-old woman next door yells, "Buongiorno," before immediately asking why you still haven't fixed your shutters. Welcome to Sambuca, where houses cost €1 and personality makeovers are mandatory. And if Italian bureaucracy sounds manageable, wait until you meet the Spanish town where the mayor is literally paying people to have babies. Number 14. Ponga, Spain. In Ponga, Spain, the local government will literally pay you €3,000 per baby if you move there and start reproducing. Yes, they're that desperate. This isn't a scam. It's official policy. Ponga is a tiny municipality tucked into the mountains of Asturias, northern Spain. Population? Around 600 people, and that number's dropping faster than my will to live on a Monday morning. It's surrounded by mountains, rivers, and the kind of aggressively green landscape that makes you want to quit your job and become a shepherd with no prior sheep experience whatsoever. Median home price? Around €30,000 for a village house. Some properties go for under €20,000, which is less than most people spend on a wedding they'll regret. Cost of living is dirt cheap. No traffic, no crime unless you count the time someone's goat ate the mayor's garden. And your biggest concern is whether the local bakery will still have bread after 2 p.m. Spoiler, it won't. But here's the reality. Ponga is dying. The average age is pushing 60. Young people left decades ago for cities like Madrid and Barcelona, where jobs exist and Wi-Fi doesn't buffer every 11 seconds like it's still dial-up. The regional government launched incentives, cash for babies, support for new businesses, even help with housing costs, and yet it's still essentially a ghost town with excellent cheese and zero nightlife. Job opportunities? Unless you're into forestry, farming, or running a tiny guest house for hikers who got lost and ended up there by accident, you're out of luck. The nearest city, Oviedo, is 90 minutes away by car. Public transport?
Laughable. Internet? It exists. Barely. And it's mad about it. One expat blogger said, moving to Ponga is like moving inside a postcard. It's beautiful, it's quiet, and it's completely impractical if you need literally anything modern civilization has invented since 1987. But if you're a remote worker who dreams of mountain views, total silence, and neighbors who leave fresh eggs on your doorstep without asking, Ponga might be paradise. Just know that community events means everyone standing in a circle staring at you until you explain your entire life story in broken Spanish. Imagine waking up to the sound of cowbells and rivers. You step outside, breathe air so clean it feels illegal, wave to a farmer on a tractor who knows your name despite you never introducing yourself, and realize the nearest Starbucks is in another dimension entirely. That's Ponga. Affordable, peaceful, and so quiet you can hear your own thoughts judging your life choices. And if Spain's rural solitude sounds extreme, Italy looked at that and said, hold my Prosecco, watch this. Number 13. Musumeli, Sicily, Italy. Musumeli sells houses for €1 to 5,000 euros with streamlined paperwork. Central Sicily, population 10,000, perched on a hill with a medieval castle. Game of Thrones energy with better food. Program launched 2019 to fight depopulation. Prices €1 to 5,000 euros depending on condition. Renovation costs 15,000 euros to 40,000 euros. €3,000 deposit refundable. Why so cheap? Young Sicilians moved to Milan, Rome, Germany. Half the town's empty. Remaining population mostly elderly. Thrilled someone under 70 wants in. Jobs, agriculture, small tourism, remote work. Palermo Airport 90 minutes. One British buyer. Bought for 5,000 euros. Spent 30,000 euros renovating. Now own 3-bedroom with terrace. Monthly expenses less than my London parking spot. Upside, stunning views. Low costs. Nancy Meyer's lifestyle. Downside, learn Italian or become best friends with Google Translate. Every local knows your business and your pasta opinion. Number 12. Legrad, Croatia. Legrad, Croatia gives you free land, not affordable, free, €0. Population 2,200, northern Croatia near Hungarian border. Mayor offers free 400 square meter plots to anyone under 40 willing to build and stay 15 years. Sounds magical, right? The catch? No jobs. Economy's agriculture and small trade. Koprivnica's 30 minutes, Zagreb 2 hours. Not remote working? You're stuck. Building costs still apply. 50,000 euros to 100,000 euros for modest house. One expat. Legrad offers free land because nobody wants to live there. Beautiful, sure, but unless you're okay with rural isolation and building from scratch, it's more challenge than opportunity. Upside, free land for remote workers who love nature. Downside, building life in a town where average age is 50 and nightlife is gas station Burek. Number 11. Castelo Branco, Portugal. Castelo Branco, Portugal has houses under 30,000 euros. Full houses with plumbing. Population 30,000. Known for embroidery, Baroque gardens, affordability. Median price for older homes 25,000 euros to 50,000 euros. Renovated apartments 60,000 euros to 90,000 euros. Cost of living 30% lower than Lisbon. Low crime, hot summers, mild winters. The catch? Jobs scarce unless healthcare, education, agriculture. Young Portuguese left for Lisbon, Porto, abroad. Not trendy. No Instagram cafes, rooftop bars, oat milk co-working. But for remote workers or retirees, paradise. Affordable living, proximity to Spain, Portuguese healthcare, Portuguese people famously friendly. Adopted by someone's grandmother within 3 weeks. One expat. Moved from London. Rent went from 1,800 euros to 300 euros. Stress dropped 90%. Only downside is explaining where I live because nobody's heard of it. Number 10. Ololai, Sardinia, Italy. Ololai sells homes for €1, specifically targeting Americans. After 2024 US election, mayor said, tired of politics? Move to Sardinia. Population 1,300, mountainous interior. Remote, beautiful, losing residents fast. €1 house program, deposit 5,000 euros, renovate within 3 years. Renovation costs 20,000 euros to 50,000 euros. Why? Young Sardinians left, average age 60 plus.
economy agriculture, shepherding, small tourism. Jobs, remote only, Nuoro 45 minutes, Olbia Airport 90 minutes, internet improving, cost of living incredibly low, pecorino cheese, homemade wine, cheap pasta, one American. Olalai's stunning, people are kind, but if you need Target, fast Wi-Fi, or people under 50, it's rough. Upside, own Sardinian house for price of nice dinner, mountains, tradition, life-ruining food. Downside, learn Italian. Every local asks why you left America, then mentions their New Jersey cousin. Number 9. Lugo, Galicia, Spain. Lugo has homes under 40,000 euros in city center, actual city center. Population 98,000, northwest Spain. Famous for Roman walls, UNESCO site. Affordability, median apartment 50,000 euros to 80,000 euros. Older homes under 40,000 euros. Cost of living 40% cheaper than Madrid. Low crime, rainy but mild weather. Seattle with better food, no tech bros. The catch? Galicia's remote, not tourist trail. Madrid 5 hours. Jobs mostly public services, agriculture, small business. Economy not booming. But for retirees, remote workers, rain lovers, Lugo's perfect. Galicians proud, welcoming, will feed you until immobile. Local language. Gallego sounds like Spanish-Portuguese mix. One expat. Lugo's affordable, safe, has Roman walls. Downside, rains 200 days yearly, nightlife peaks at 9 p.m. Number 8. Cantal, Auvergne, France. Cantal. France has stone farmhouses for 30,000 euros, actual farmhouses, with land. Auvergne region, south-central France, mountainous, rural, cows outnumber people. Population 145,000 across entire department. Village homes start 20,000 euros. Farmhouses with land 30,000 euros to 60,000 euros. Renovated properties 80,000 euros to 150,000 euros. Low cost, almost zero crime. Clermont-Ferrand 90 minutes. The catch? No jobs unless agriculture, tourism, remote. Economy cheese, beef, hiking, winter's cold, nearest baguette, 20-minute drive. But for space, silence, life where neighbors named Jacques bring homemade sausage, paradise. One British expat. Bought farmhouse 35,000 euros. Renovation 40,000 euros. Now own 4-bedroom with 5 acres, zero mortgage. Trade-off? Haven't seen anyone under 40 in 6 months. Number 7. Bulgaria, entire villages. Bulgaria is selling entire villages, not houses, villages, multiple buildings, land, sometimes a church for dramatic effect, all for under 100,000 euros. Yes, you can buy a whole village in Bulgaria for less than a 1-bedroom apartment in London. Let that sink in while you cry about your rent. These are mostly abandoned rural villages in areas where young people left for Sofia, Plovdiv, or anywhere in Western Europe that offered jobs and didn't require living next to a goat named Boris. Typical package, 5 to 10 buildings, land, sometimes a church if you're lucky. Price range 50,000 euros to 150,000 euros. Condition? Expect renovations. Some buildings are livable, others are what real estate agents call structurally ambitious, which means bring a hard hat and low expectations. Why so cheap? Bulgaria's rural population collapsed after the fall of communism. People moved to cities or emigrated to countries where the economy wasn't held together by wishful thinking and EU subsidies. Now there are entire ghost villages with no residents, no infrastructure, and bargain basement prices that would make your accountant weep with joy. The catch? You're buying a village in rural Bulgaria. Jobs? None. The nearest city is often 60+ minutes away, and that's if the roads are decent, which they're not. Internet? Improving but still inconsistent enough to make Zoom calls a gamble. Infrastructure? You'll need to figure out water, electricity, and possibly how roads work. But if you want to start a retreat center, artist colony, cult, or off-grid commune where you discuss philosophy and grow vegetables with people who fled capitalism, Bulgaria offers unbeatable prices and stunning mountain landscapes that look like Middle Earth, but with cheaper wine. One Dutch couple bought a Bulgarian village and turned it into a yoga retreat. They posted, "Best financial decision we ever made. Also the worst logistical nightmare we ever voluntarily walked into with open eyes." Picture this. You own a village, an entire village. You walk through empty stone houses, imagining what they could become. A library, a studio, a place where your weird artist friends can finally finish that project. You look at the mountains, the endless sky, the sheer impossibility of what you just bought for the price of a used Honda Civic, and you think, I either just made the best or worst decision of my life. Both can be true. Welcome to Bulgaria. Number 6. Antikythera, Greece. Greece pays you €500 monthly to move to Antikythera, plus free land, plus house. Tiny island between Crete and Peloponnese. Population 45. Most remote inhabited Greek island. Deal? €500 monthly 3 years. Free land. Renovated house if you move and contribute to economy. Must be family or couple, ideally with farming, fishing, small business skills. Why? Antikythera's dying. Young left decades ago. Mostly elderly residents and priest. Government desperate to keep it inhabited. The catch? Remote. Ferry service irregular. Weekly supplies if lucky. Internet exists. Not great. Jobs? You create them. No economy to join. You build from scratch. But for Greek island life without tourists, noise, rent, Antikythera offers total solitude. One article. Most beautiful place you'll ever feel trapped in. Number 5. Transylvania, Romania. Buy house in rural Transylvania under €10,000. Yes, Dracula's backyard. No vampires included, just questionable plumbing, spectacular views. Villages across Transylvania, especially Sibiu and Brasov counties, sell homes €5,000 to €15,000. Traditional Romanian village houses, often with land, sometimes barns. Old, need work, structurally sound, beautiful. The catch? No jobs unless farming or running guest house. Population aging. Young Romanians move to cities. Western Europe. Villages full of elderly, empty houses. Infrastructure improving. Internet decent in many areas. But expect rough roads, limited transport, wood-burning stoves, knowing neighbors' life stories. But for mountain views, Gothic architecture, life where biggest decision is which apple tree to harvest, ridiculously affordable. One German couple bought €8,000, renovated €20,000, now run B&B. Best investment. Locals think we're insane. Number 4. Lot-et-Garonne, France. Lot-et-Garonne, southwest France, has homes €50,000 or less. Full houses with gardens in fairy tale villages. Rural department known for plums, sunflowers, cheapness. Population varies by village. Median house €40,000 to €80,000. Renovated €100,000 to €150,000. Low cost, zero crime. Agen and Bordeaux nearby. The catch? Rural France. Jobs scarce unless agriculture, tourism, remote. Public transport barely exists. Nearest baguette, 15-minute drive. French bureaucracy tests patience and language skills. But for vineyards, medieval villages, life where biggest stress is market cheese quality, paradise. One British expat bought €55,000, renovated €30,000, mortgage-free. Downside, we discuss weather patterns at dinner parties. Number 3. Subotica, Serbia. Subotica, Serbia has apartments under €20,000. Not rural, not abandoned. City apartments. Population 100,000. Northern Serbia near Hungary. Art Nouveau architecture. Multicultural history. Weird affordability. Median apartment €400 to €600 per square meter. 50 square meter apartment €20,000 to €30,000. Cost of living 50% cheaper than Western Europe. Low crime, surprisingly good internet. The catch? Serbia not in EU. Visa rules apply. Job market limited unless remote or teaching English. Low local salaries. But earning Western wages remotely? Live like royalty. Subotica has cafes, restaurants, parks, cultural events, functional city, affordable living. One digital nomad. Moved from Berlin. Rent dropped from €1,200 to €200. Quality of life up. Only downside explaining where I live. Number 2. Troina, Sicily, Italy. Troina, Sicily sells homes €1 to €10,000 with renovation support. Population 9,000, Central Sicily Mountains. Remote, historic, desperate for residents. Program offers homes €1 to €10,000 depending on condition. Town provides renovation guidance, connects with contractors, helps navigate bureaucracy. Renovation costs €15,000 to €40,000. Renovate within 3 years, €3,000 refundable deposit. Why cheap? Young left, beautiful historic town, empty houses, aging population. Jobs, remote only. Catania 90 minutes, incredibly low cost. Unbelievable food, stunning views. One Italian-American couple. Troina's the Italy you dream about, the one not in tourist guides. Number 1. Cinquefrondi, Calabria, Italy. Cinquefrondi, Calabria offers homes for free, not €1. Free. Population 6,000. Southern Calabria, one of Italy's poorest, most depopulated regions. Program: move to Cinquefrondi. Open business or work remotely. Get free house. Commit to living there, contributing to economy. No deposit, no price. Free. Why? Cinquefrondi's dying. Young left for northern Italy. Abroad. Town desperate to survive. The catch? Rural Calabria. No job market unless you create one. Infrastructure improving but basic. Internet getting better. La Messia Terme Airport 60 minutes. But if you work remotely, run online business, retire early, Cinquefrondi offers unheard of opportunity. Free Italian house. One entrepreneur opened cafe. Got free house. Trade-off? I'm only cafe under 60. Everyone knows my name, business, coffee preferences, and that's the list. 15 European towns where home prices are so low, you'll think it's a scam. Some are remote, some are challenging. Some require you to befriend elderly Italians who will judge your cooking skills for the rest of your natural life. But all of them offer something increasingly rare in modern Europe: a chance to own property, live affordably, and escape the soul-crushing cycle of overpriced rent and under-delivered dreams. So which town are you moving to? The Sicilian village where your neighbors are 87 and deeply suspicious of your life choices? The Portuguese city where your monthly rent is cheaper than your phone bill used to be? The Romanian village where vampires are optional but oversized cabbages are mandatory? The Croatian town offering free land if you promise not to leave? Or the Greek island where you'll get paid to live in paradise but might slowly lose your mind from isolation? The choice is yours. And honestly, at this point, what do you have to lose? Another year of expensive rent? Another decade of saving for a down payment that keeps getting further away? Another existential crisis triggered by checking real estate listings in your own city? Europe's cheap towns are waiting. They're weird, they're wonderful, and they're priced like someone made a typo and decided to roll with it. Thanks for watching. Like this video so the algorithm thinks I'm smarter than I am. Subscribe because your future self might need an escape plan. And remember, life's way too short to pay €2,000 a month for a studio apartment with a view of someone else's laundry.